Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Paul, and this channel to go over things that I'm curious about and things that I've looked into, I like to share. So today's video being a Monday, we're going to be doing another marketing episode. This is going to be the first one out of this book, Run with the Foxes by Paul Durbin. And this one is from page 52, chapter 13. It says this: we are always signaling in our communications. Know what your meta communication is signaling. Okay, I'll read that one more time. We are always signaling in our communications. Know what your meta communication is signaling. So this is obviously in light of branding and marketing, but I was thinking about this and wanted to expand on this just a little bit and then use this channel myself even as a little bit of an example. So what are some meta communications that we could have? So one would be body language, another would be attire, another would be brand colors. All these things are communications, meta communications, if you will. And so when you're thinking about your brand and your positioning, whether it be personal brand or a brand for your business, all these things are communicating. Like I think I shared with the story brand one by Donald Miller that, okay, every brand is a story. Like when you are marketing yourself, when you are branding yourself, like what's the story you're conveying? But then also with this one, now we're going to tie in the meta communication side of things. So we could say, hey, we represent this, but does the meta communication of what your brand represents, does that reinforce what you're saying or does it take away? So I wanted to use my channel and myself even as this quick example. So the main thing that I'm basing this channel off of and that I hope to continue basing it off of is curiosity. I am not wanting to come as a expert necessarily on any one of these fields that I'm bringing up, whether it be marketing, which by the way is why I'm referencing the experts, or frankly, anything else that I've looked into. I want to give off the impression that, hey, I am still learning. I am just curious about this. So everything about this, from the unedited video to just the t-shirts, just to literally everything about this is trying to say, hey, I am beginning my journey. I am by no means claiming to be something out there. But if you want to follow me in this journey, this is me sharing my journey with you. No doubt, eventually along the way, you're probably going to see the background change, probably going to see the attire change. And eventually along the way, I'll probably be making some more authoritative claims once I've done some things more on my own, whether it be higher education in some of the fields that I'm interested in, or just some of the business principles that I've been learning about. I can speak from my own experience with that. So everything about the way that I'm doing things right now is actually purposeful and not just lazy. Some people may think it's lazy, but it's actually not lazy at all. With where I'm at in life and with where I'm trying to go, everything about this is purposeful. So that was the example of meta communication behind this brand that I'm having right now. And for me, this is a personal brand, if you will. So one of the things that can be a takeaway for you from this book, from that lesson on page 52 is when you have had your brand idea in mind, when you have that, what you guys represent, what's your story, you know, how you're going to bring the customer on the journey, all those things, those are all primary. Those are all first and foremost. But all these subtle nuances and meta communications, these are things that you need to reinforce. So with this takeaway for this video, think about, okay, does even my colors, back up what we say we are? Does the images, does everything about it, the attire that we wear, the people who we're having represent us, if we're going to have social media influencers, do they each represent us? And that's, that can be a whole nother strategy on its own to talk about, just even picking the right people to represent your brand, because you can definitely pick someone who's popular, but if they don't represent your brand, that's going to be a big miss. So all these things are further communications. And if you hit it, it can do really, really well. And if you miss it, it can do really, really bad. So these are things to think about. I wanted to share that one for today's marketing episode. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.